Hello, my name is James McClare. The DVD we're going to have a look at today is going to be about counter techniques. Counter techniques are countering recognised movements. I want to start the DVD by having a look at counters against the karate side of things that I do, and then we'll progress on a little bit later. First technique I'm looking at is Oizuki, which is a lunge punch. The attacker does a strike coming into Jodan head area, and all I'm doing is I'm quarter stepping, moving out of the way. As he quarter steps, I counter the movement by blocking and pushing his arm over the side, do a reverse punch, kick, and move back to stance. Gyakuzuki is a reverse punch. My partner will be stepping forward with the one leg and punching with the other one. I'm quarter stepping out the way. I use open hand position, deflect coming around, and then go through for an uppercut. If you do your attack again, I move in, I can strike, kick, and move back to stance. The attacker's coming through and making hammer fist, tetsu. He's coming into Jodan head area. As he does his movement, I'm blocking over to the side, and empty him, flick strike, move back to a fighting stance. Attacker's coming through for Teisho, palm heel. Now, what he's doing with this, he's aiming, he's going to hit me underneath the chin. A quarter step, move out of the way. As a quarter step, a double palming down, reach a hand strike to go into the throat to finish. Shutto is a knife edge hand. What he's doing is he's coming in and trying to hit me across the side of the neck with this. And I'm going to block it, drawing down so I've got a small lock on him, and then I can just strike to finish him. Uraken is a back fist. He's coming in to make a strike because he's going to try and break my nose. A quarter step off to the side. As he does his movement, I palm him down, and I'm coming in and I'm doing ridge hand strike and palm heel to the back of his head. Next attack will be Nukete, which is a straight finger strike. What he's doing is coming out and trying to hit me into the throat. As he does his movement, I move to the side and I'm just using an open-handed block. A strike coming into him, so I'm hitting the solar plexus, emptying up underneath his chin. Toho is a sword-hilt strike. He's doing a reverse strike and attacking, so he's coming into the throat area. All I'm going to do is parry his hand out the way. If you just do the attack again, I parry his hand out the way, and I can just strike to finish him. Spear hand attack coming in. Now, when he does this, he's going in, striking into the sternum or breastbone area. All I want to do on this is move out the way, and I'm using a flexible movement to do the deflection, so he comes in, I move out the way, and then I'm using Koken and arc fist to finish him. The attacker's moving forward and he's using a thumb fist and striking around to my temple area. So this will be a thumb fist. I'm moving in and just blocking him off to the side, so when he does his attack, I move into him, empty him, and elbow strike up to finish him. The attacker's going to come in and he's doing a first finger spear hand strike. To set this movement up, I'm going to come in and I'm doing Gyakuzuki, so I'm going to punch him into the face. He's going to come in and do a rolling block to block this up, and then he's doing an attack where he's using his first finger, the first finger spear hand just going underneath my armpit. So as I do the move in, I block and push his arm out the way. I strike down into his groin, hand strike coming up, and strike with a cross block to finish. Attacker's doing a front kick, Meigeri, and all I'm doing is when he does his kick, a quarter step and move out the way. As a quarter step, I deflect, hands up onto his shoulders, throw him to the floor, kick, move back to finish. The attacker's doing a side kick and he's coming into a side about Chudan, mid-range area. As he does his kick, a quarter step and move out the way. As a quarter step, I'm doing a scooping block, an MP coming down, push his leg down, and strike with a punch to finish. The attacker's doing a roundhouse kick, about mid-range on it. I'm moving to the one side, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to block him off with the one foot. If you do the kick again, I block him, kick, and elbow to finish him. The attacker's doing a turning back kick, and all I'm doing is I'm moving out of the way of this, making a strike to his groin. As I move, I hit him, throw him down to the floor, in, kick, move back to finish. Attacker's doing a front leg front kick coming into me. As he kicks, I'm going to move back away from him. As I move back away from him, I cross block and drive his leg down. If you do the attack again, please. Now, moving down, kick coming in, down, and elbow to finish. The attacker's going to step away from me, and as he steps away, he's going to do a side kick with this leg. You just go through slow so you show them the movement, and I'm moving out of the way. As he does his attack, a quarter step out of the way, kick his leg, draw him down to the floor, turn his leg over, put my knee just in between the calf, strike to the groin to finish him. Roundhouse kick off the front leg. He's doing a kick as if he's going to raise his leg up to show them, and he's going to do a thigh shot coming in. Now, all I'm going to do off this as he raises his leg up is a knee kick the inside of the thigh. As he drops down, I'm going to empty him to finish. We're going to have a look at a counter technique to a crescent kick, Migi-Suki Geri. Just to show you what Migi-Suki Geri is, a crescent kick is coming up to strike and around on this. Now, what I'm having to do is I'm having to stop off the power source on this. The power source is where you swing around and it's coming from the hip area and through and down. When I go to do the movie kick, a block coming into him, so I've got a powerful block, and an MP to finish him. Shiro Migi-Suki Geri is a reverse crescent kick. I like to use these to take people's guards out. So if I'm standing here at the moment, if you just go through slow and just show them, it comes up, drops my guard down on it. This time to do a counter on it, I drop the guard, move in and finish him. Skipping front kick. If he's doing this, you just show them the movement. I'm moving out of the way. The attacker's got a lot of commitment to a forward motion on this. As he does his movement, I move, hit him to the throat, take him down. We're having a look at a counter technique to his ageri, which is a knee kick. Now when he's coming up to do this, it's a powerful kick. It's used quite a lot in martial arts on them. Thai boxers use these. As he comes in, I block him, take his leg down, and strike to finish him. There are lots of elaborate kicks. A lot of people learn how to do jumping and flying kicks. I'm just going to show you the quick counter off this. Now my partner has gone off screen, and what he'll do is he'll run across the tatami mat area, and then he's going to do a jumping side kick to me. The counter is really quick on this. So, are we ready? Go. I move, grab his testicles, take him out. Starting on Jiu-Jitsu counters. Now, with this we're going to go through some of the basic movements on these, so I'll be having a look at some of the novice to white belt syllabus and countering some of the techniques, and then I'll expand on as we progress through the DVD. I'm going to do a downward blow coming into him. I'm stepping, and what he's doing, he's going to try and block and push this away. But if you do the movement again, I pull my arm back so I don't take any impact. He's going to do an MP, an elbow strike, coming into my solar plexus. This is what he wants to achieve. This is what he's going to get. I'm going to block it going through. Off from this, he's going to go for an arm lock, but I counter the arm lock by pushing my arm across. Now, what this has done is taking his arm away from my elbow joint and push across on this, stop him straight away. I move coming into him, put my hand onto his chin, turn his head, hand goes through onto the opposite side, I throw him down to the floor, I kick, move back and finish. I'm doing a downward blow and the attacker's going to parry my arm and push it forward. What he's doing then, he wants to come up and do Hadaka Jimmy, which is an AIKIDO lock. If I do the attack again, I move in, parry this down, arm comes up to stop him doing the movement, hand goes to the back of his arm, I reverse my foot back, turn, throw to take him over, strike to finish him. I'm doing a downward blow coming into Jodan, head area. As he's doing this, he's going to parry my arm out of the way, and he's making a strike across to my face. Now, as I do the movement, I keep his arm up, and he wants to reach over, take a hold of my hand, push the arm up towards my face, and step in and try and do a lock to me. If we rewind that back again, so I come in, parry him over, I'm just going to go with the flow of his movement, not allowing him to push the shoulder into the face. As he steps forward, I step forward with my right leg, drop my body weight down, throw him back and sort of countered his movement, an elbow strike to finish him. Side blow coming into the head area. I'm doing the side blow to start off with, and What I want to do is I want to stop him from impacting into my arm. And as I do this, I just pull my arm away. He's going to put his hand on my shoulder, and what he wants to do is hit me underneath the chin and then step forward with this leg as if he's going to knock me down to the floor. What I've got to do is I've got to counter this movement. So we go through slow. I pull my arm away first. As he puts the hand on the shoulder and goes to hit me underneath the chin, I move my head away, I reverse back, move in, and now I've got a figure 4 arm lock on him, and all I have to do is draw him down to the floor, put my knee into the side, lock, strike to finish. I'm doing a side blow going into Jodan, and what he's going to do, he's going to duck down underneath this and do then a flexible palm heel strike going into my solar plexus or stomach area. So as I do my movement, he's striking through. What he's going to do then is he raises his hands up and puts a side neck lock onto me. What I want to do is I want to counter this. So on the very first movement, as I throw my punch, I block off his first movement, so if he wants to hit me into the solar plexus, he can't do this. As his hand is going up around by my neck, I start to reverse back. This is with my left leg. I bring my foot coming out, draw him around, so I do a winding throw, put my knee down into his side, lock him, and strike to finish him. I'm doing a side blow coming into the head area, and the first thing he's going to do is step to the side, parry this, but what he wants to do is a strike coming around. Now, when he does his strike, I block off his movement. He reaches his hand over, and he's going to do an elbow strike coming back into my face. I step away, and I counter that movement. From there, he's going to step back, and he's going to do Nikio, all right, a wrist lock going onto it. We just do this part again. So I come in, one, block it off, go through, block off the elbow, hand comes through onto the shoulder, I kick him in the groin, step into him, throw to take him down, and finish. Taka's doing a punch coming into Jodan. I'm quarter stepping out the way, and I'm using my right arm so it just goes up by his wrist area. Other arm just goes at the back of his elbow, and I reverse around and I'm putting a straight arm lock on him to take him down to the floor, to lock him. Now what I want to do is I want to show you the counter of this. So this time I will be doing the punch coming through on it, and then I'll be countering the lock. As I throw the punch out, all right, I'm starting to bend my arm. As he tries to do the movement, I roll coming around, draw him around, in, lock, and I've countered it and finished. Straight punch coming in, and as he does his straight punch, I move away, cross my arms over, and I'm drawing him forward to take him down to the floor and lock. So that is the technique we want to counter. I'll do the attack coming into him, and we'll just go through it slow, so I'll explain how to do the counter on this. As I throw the punch around, I'm stepping forward, so I've already countered it, so he can't draw me off balance. Hand comes over onto the top, and I'm throwing down to the floor to finish. Front strangulation, and what I'm doing is I'm moving away, driving his arm down, so I'm doing an atemi on this, hammer fist coming into the head area, and a stamp kick to finish. What I want to do is I want to counter these movements. So as he steps away and attacks my arm, I move it down out of the way. As he does a hammer fist, I block coming up. As he does a stamp kick, I move down, kick to his leg to finish him. Taka's doing a front strangulation. I take a hold onto his wrist, I've got my posture position, I strike into his knee, pass his right arm underneath his left, and apply a lock. I would normally strike to finish this. We change around. I want to show you how to counter this movement. I do the strangulation, he takes a grip, attacks my knee. I move away straight away with this. He wants to transfer my arm down and apply a lock position. I block him off by stepping forward, throwing him down, drop my knee in to lock him, strike to finish him. I'm going to step forward and make a strike coming into the attacker's groin area. Arm goes to the top of his leg. I use my shoulders to push, throw him down to the floor, strike to finish. This is what we want to counter. I do the strangulation. He steps forward, tries to strike me in the groin. I've blocked off his hand immediately. His hand is going to the top of my leg and starting to try and push his shoulder into me. I reverse back, kneel down, take him to the floor, strike to finish him. Rear strangulation. I'm stepping back, elbow striking into him, draw his head down, turn his head over so it's quite a severe lock, and knee kick to finish him. What I want to do is I want to counter this. Now if I come around the back this way, he steps back and goes to elbow strike me. I block this off immediately. His arm is going around as if he wants to pull my head down. And as I go to get pulled down on this, I'm stepping into him, hand just goes in between his legs, I drop down, throw him over, take him down into a lock position, and kick to finish him. Tack is doing a rear strangulation. I bring my hands up, pull his hands forward so his thumbs lock on the back of my neck. Stamp kick down, double arm lock, open him out, elbow strike, kick to finish. What I want to do now is show you how to counter this movement. Now, I've got a grip onto him. The first thing I'm going to do is protect my thumbs by moving them off the back of his neck. As he stamp kicks towards me, I move back away from him. As he draws my arms forward, I put my elbows onto his shoulders so he can't get a lock on. I bring the arm around, draw him back so I've got powerful strangulation on him, move his head over, and strike to finish him. Rear strangulation. What I'm doing is I'm stepping back and elbow striking down into the inside of the attacker's thigh. I drop my knee down, that's my right knee, throw him down to the floor, strike to finish. I now want to show you how to counter this movement. So if I do the attack from the back, he steps back, goes to elbow me. I block this off because I've stepped back slightly and stopped off his movement. As he's trying to reach me, I drop my body weight down, turn, throw him down to the floor, strike to finish him. Bear hook coming into the front. I'm stepping away from him, knee kicking him, and the technique I want to counter is hand comes over, I draw him down to the floor, and then I can just finish it from here. So if I come over this side, get yourself back up. Now, as I do the attack, I want to pin his arms. His objective now is to put a knee kick into me, and I block him to start off with. He's then going to start to reverse and start to pull me forward. Now, because my body weight is going forward, all I'm doing is I'm throwing my one leg down, turn with him, throw him over, and I drop him down into a lock. If you just move your leg out of the way so you can see the lock, got the lock coming on, and strike to finish him. Attacker's coming in and doing a bear hook, grabbing my arms, I step away from him, drop my head down to one side, bring my knee coming up, let my leg just go to the inside of his thigh and throw to take him down. That thigh part is breaking his balance. If we change around now so I can show you how to counter this. So I come in to do the movement, he steps back away from me, I move back and I've already frustrated his attack by stopping off the knee kick. I take a hold so I'm just dropping my left arm into him, I reverse around, bring him down and take him into a straight arm lock. My knee is down into his side so I've countered it, can strike him to finish. Attacker's coming in and going to do a bear hook, and I step back away from him, knee kick him, step across, and I'm extending my arm out. This is my right arm. I took my hips into him, throw him over, strike to finish him. Now what I want to do is I want to show you how to counter this movement. So this time I'm stepping into him, he steps back away from me, goes to do his knee kick, I block off his movement, his arm is extending out. As he's extending out, I step forward with my right, left foot goes around the back of him, I drop him down onto the floor, I've got a lock coming on him, I can move in, and kick to finish. Attacker's taking a hold of me from the back and doing a bear hug at the back. I step back straight away into him. I'm bringing my right hand up and taking a hold. I want to stamp kick to the opposite side that I'm going to exit. I'm exiting towards my left side. I stamp down, elevate my arm up, go underneath his arm, and I apply Sankyo. And this is the movement that I want to counter. Right? So if I come in this way, I do the attack, he goes to stamp kick, I step out of the way. As he extends his arm up, right, all I'm doing is I'm blocking off his movement, turning his wrist around and countering it with a Sankyo position. Bear hook at the rear, takes a hold of me, I step back and frustrate his attack to start off with. What I'm doing is I'm lifting my Hakama up just so you can see that I'm going to stamp on his foot, and then I step back with the one leg. This is my right leg. I reach down, take hold of his foot, throw him backwards, heel kick to finish him. Now what I want to do is I want to show you the counter of this. So if I do the attack part coming in, I grab a hold of him, and what he wants to do is stamp kick first. I move my foot back, but he's still going to try and go for the movement to take the leg. I step forward, and this starts to push him forward, so you can just see that he's rocking off balance. I throw to take him down, turn his leg over the side, put my knee in, strike to finish him. Bear hug attack coming into the front, and he's putting his arms around my waist, and all I have to do is step back away from him and apply an immediate strangulation. From that I reverse back, throw him down to the floor. What I want to do now is I want to counter off this movement. So if we repeat this again, now this time I'm doing the attack, and as I step into him, he's bringing his arms up as if he wants to strangle me. He's going to reverse his foot back, and I'm going with the flow of movement, and my one arm has just gone up onto the inside of his arm. I bring the arms coming over, I step into him, and I've got an entangled arm lock on him, and I can strike to finish him. Attacker's coming in, putting the hands around my waist, and I'm stepping back away from him, and I've got my one arm just coming up round by his neck. I took my hips into him, step forward, throw to take him over, and draw him immediately into a lock. And this is what I want to counter. Right? The counter that we'll be having a look at is the actual neck throw. Now, I step into him, he steps away from me, right, puts the hand around onto the neck. What he's going to do then, he wants to reverse coming into me, and all I'm doing is I'm stepping into him and stopping off his attack, and this is with my left leg. Right hand comes down, throw him down to the floor, lift him up, kick him in the groin to finish. Attacker's come in, got the hands around my waist, right, from the back. Now all I'm doing is I'm doing a thumb fist to strike into him, elbow strike, and a straight arm lock. And the counter technique will be the straight arm lock. If I go around the back here, put my arms around his waist. Now, the first part on it, the thumb fist, there isn't a great deal I can do about. As he takes a hold onto my hand and goes to elbow me, I move their head out of the way. He draws my arm forward and starts to put an arm lock on him. And what I've done is I've slid my arm forward, I reverse my foot back, sweep his leg away, take him down, strike to finish him. Bear hug from the rear, arms free. I make a thumb fist, elbow, and then what I'm doing is I'm putting a lock on by pushing against his elbow joint and his wrist. I would normally complete this technique by drawing them around, knee kick coming in. What I want to do is I want to show you the counter to that first part. Now, I take a hold on him, right, and he goes to do a strike. I can move my hand out the way, elbow strike through. Now, what I'm doing is I'm stepping forward straight away into him to break his balance, so that way he's not going to get the lock on. I've dropped my arm down into his stomach, other hand comes down, I throw him forward, kick and finish. Attacker's taking a hold onto my head, right, doing a hair pull. Now, my technique for this, defence-wise, is bringing my arm up or my hand up on top of his head, other hand at the back of his elbow, shin kick him, move over, and then I apply a lock. Now this lock is pushing against his elbow joint and wrist. I can push him down, finish. The part that I want to counter is this part, because this is going to be the part that's going to get your wrist broken. Now, got my hand on his head and he's clamped these in place, but to say that I'm going to counter things first, I've also got to stop off the kick. So as he kicks, I block and move around on this, so that way I just stop off his movement. As he starts to apply the movement, I'm moving into him and I'm stopping him straight away with an elbow strike coming through. I start to turn his wrist, but if you see my fingers, I've got a thumb lock on him. And as I drop him down to the floor, I lock and control him, thumb is locked in, finish him off. We're coming in for some close quarter attack, so he's just taking hold onto my lapel. He's doing a downward blow. I'm going to meet this with a cross block, do a knee kick coming in, swing around and go into a straight arm lock. To finish off the technique, I just push down and strike to finish. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you the counter on this, so I'll be doing the attack. The cross block is no real threat to me. The threat is the knee kick, so I block this off. As he swings the arm around, I'm already going with the flow of this, and I've taken a hold with my left hand. I step forward to counter his movements, go underneath his arm, turn him around, and finish him in a Sankyo position. downward blow coming into the head area, and what I'm doing is I'm just moving out of the way. And as I move out of the way, I do a deflection with my right, left arm goes underneath, and I start to draw him back off balance. I reverse back and I've gone back with my left leg, and all I'm doing is I'm driving him down to the floor to throw him off a little lock position. What I want to do is I just want to show you how to counter that movement. Now, I'll do the attack position coming in, right? And he's moving, and you can see he's just deflected this off out of the way. At the moment I'm in no threat. Now he's going to start to reverse back. His hand starts to go onto my shoulder and starts to pull me off balance. I'm bringing my one arm coming up, drawing his arm around and entangling his arm, move forward into him, got him locked, and I can strike to finish him. Attacker's taking hold of my lapel, doing a side blow coming into Jodan. I reinforce the attack to start off with a blocking movement, elbow strike coming into him, step back and I'm applying a strangulation, knee kick coming through, lift him up, strike. The part that I really want to counter is this strangle. If we change over positions, I'll be doing the attack on this. Now, he does his reinforced block, I just pull my arm away, wants to do an elbow strike and I stop off the movement. His arm is going around my head, I duck down underneath him, step through, start to push him off balance, throw, kick and finish. Taking hold onto my lapel and is doing a straight punch coming into Jodan head area. And all I'm doing is I'm quarter stepping out the way, I palm the punch out the way with my left hand and use a ridge hand strike going into his groin area. I then move in close to him, palm to palm position, and apply a strangle, knee kick through. I would drive him down to the floor to finish him off, and over and done with. Now what I want to do is I want to show you how to counter this movement. So if I come around this way, this time I am doing the attack. As I do the punch, first thing I've got to do is block off the attack coming into the groin area. He's then bringing the arms up around by the neck area and he's going to attempt to try and apply a strangle, and this is a side strangle. I reverse back, bring my right arm around, roll his arm around and apply a straight arm lock onto him. Off from the straight arm lock I get a hold onto his finger, draw him around and move in, and I've got an entangled lock, control and finishing him. Attacker's coming in and taking a hold and restraining my hands at the front. Now all I'm doing is I'm stepping away from him and I'm bringing my one hand up, that's my right hand, and taking a hold onto his hand. My palm is pointing towards me. I'm moving, kicking to the groin, and then I'm stepping back and I've now got a wrist lock on him. This is the part that we really want to counter. But I just take him down to the floor, strike to finish. We'll move over this way, so this time I'll be doing the attack. I take a grip, he steps back away, turns coming up, I block off his movement to start off with, and as he steps back with that foot, I use an entangled lock, draw him down to the floor, put my knee into him, I've got his fingers bent up, control, strike to finish. Hands restrained at the rear. I step back, and as I step back I'm using my left hand just to take a hold onto his wrist, and elbow striking him with my right. The elbow strike goes underneath his chin. This is going to drive him back, so we throw him down to the floor, turn, kick to finish. What I want to do is I want to show a counter to this. So I take a grip on the back, he steps back and he wants to elbow strike me. Now what I'm doing on this is I'm countering it straight away. As the elbow is coming up, I'm reversing back, drawing his arm out, lock onto his arm, draw him around and lock and control him to finish. Attacker's coming from the back, pulling onto my shoulder. I'm stepping back, going to make a strike into his face and then elbow striking into him. I'm going around and I'm doing an entangled arm lock, dropping him down to the tatami and then applying the lock on the floor, strike to finish. Now what I want to do is I want to counter the initial part of where he comes in, does his strike, I deflect this, and then as his elbow goes onto my shoulder, I'm reversing back. As I'm reversing back, my arm comes up just to the back of his elbow joint, I start to apply a lock, I move down with him, I drop down onto the floor, in, lock and control him, strike to finish. Oh gosh, he's a major hip throw. We're going to have a look at a counter of this. I'll show you the throw first. All I'm doing is I'm stepping across, pulling him off balance, hand around the waist, I reverse in and do the throw. To do the counter on this, my partner's going to stand up, take a normal judo grip, and he's moving in, and all I'm doing is I'm dropping my body weight down, and this is called jigger tie. It just means a blocking method. I move my right foot forward, left foot goes out the back, I drop him down to put a lock onto him. Now what I want to do is I want to show this, but we're going to do this in a practical manner. So this time I've got an attack, just a lapel hold. I move into him, strike coming in, I've got my palm facing forward and I'm punching with my right hand. I reverse coming into him, throw to take him over, and strike to finish him. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this where I want to show you how to counter it. So I do the attack, he comes in, but before he punches me, I turn my body into him and stop off the punch. He puts the hands around the waist, I drop my body weight down, foot comes forward, I take him down to the floor, I come over, strangle him, strike to finish him. Kubanagi is a neck throw. I step across, draw him off balance, hand goes around the neck, took my hips into him, lift, throw to take him over. A counter for this is my partner's going to attempt to do the throw. He draws me down and I push his head forward, step forward with my left leg and throw to take him down to the tatami mat area. I want to show this in a practical move. So he's got lapel hold and side blow. I block, give him a little strike, hand comes up around by the neck, hips tuck in, throw to take him over, drop down into a lock to finish. To counter this, I do the attack, he comes in, I block it, stop off his movement, hand goes around by the neck, I'm stepping forward, my head has dropped down, I've already got him off balance by slightly pushing him forward, I throw to take him down, and strike to finish. Ippon Seoinage is a one-arm shoulder throw. I step across, draw him off balance, hand goes underneath his arm, and that's his right arm, up onto his shoulder. I took my hips in, throw to bring him over. To do a counter on this, my partner's going to come in and attempt to do the movement to me, and I block off his movement, push my arm across his back, push his hips across to the side, hand comes through onto his neck, I slide my right leg out and I take him straight down to the floor. That way I've got a very powerful lock onto him. To show you this in a more practical mode, he's doing a downward blow, I'm moving into him, took my hips into him, throw to take him over, and strike to finish it. If I do the attack on this, so I'm doing the downward blow, I block off his movement, push his hips to the side, slide to take him down, lift up, and strike to finish him. Tayatashi is a body drop. I'm reversing back and I'm opting for the hand underneath the shoulder one. My foot comes out in front of him and I can draw him around. Now what I want to do is I want to show you the counter off this. So my partner's going to come in and try and do the same Tayatashi on me, and I block him to start off with, so my forearm is just down into his back. I reverse back, and this is with my left leg, right leg comes down, and I counter Tayatashi with Tayatashi. If we're doing an attack off this, we have an attack coming through, and all I'm doing is I'm reversing in, throw to take him down, and to finish him. If I do the same attack, so I come through, I'm blocking him off, reverse around, take him down, strike to finish him. Osotogari is a major outer reaping throw. I'm stepping with my left, head goes past him, foot comes through, sweep to take him down. The counter on this is we're going to use Osotogari to Osotogari. If he steps forward for me, I start to block off his movement. He wants to bring his foot around the back of me. I step back, sweep to take him over. If we're going to put this into an attack situation, we've got side blow coming in, a block strike, hand comes onto the shoulder, foot sweep to take him down, kick to finish on it. I'll come in and do the attack on this so I can show you the counter off this. So as I come through, I pull my arm out of the way so I'm not going to take any impact. His hand goes on the shoulder, and as he starts to try and move forward, I'm already reversing back on my one leg. I sweep to take him down, draw him around, in, and strike to finish him. Surikomiyashi is a propping or drawing ankle throw. Now for this we need some momentum. So my partner steps back with his right leg, and all he's going to do, he's stepping forward. But as he steps forward, I start to draw him off balance. As I draw him off balance, I bring my foot up and I start to prop him. But as I go to do this, I step out with my right, prop with my left. Do the throw, so I move in, throw, and to take him over. Now, to do the counter on this, come around that way for me, I am going to step back, so my right leg has gone back. As I step forward, he starts to draw me off balance, but I counter his movement by twisting my body over, drawing him and putting my foot down just by his ankle joint. I'll do the throw this time. I come in, throw, take him over and finish. Obi-o-toshi is a belt lifting drop. It's a brilliant counter technique for anybody who's trying to come in to do any kind of hip throw to you. My partner's going to approach and coming in for ogoshi, which is a major hip throw. He moves in, I immediately block off his posture, drop my elbow down at the back. This is the key to blocking movements on it. My one hand goes into his belt at the front, other one onto the back, nice low posture. I lift him up, drop him down, strike to finish him. Harai-goshi is a sweeping loin throw. Stepping across, drawing him off balance, a reverse coming into him. I just get him so he's starting to balance up on the hip, sweep his leg, take him over. Now, the counter off this is quite an easy one. All right? My partner's coming in to do the same movement, so he's trying to pull me off balance. I drop my body weight down. As he goes to sweep, step through, take him down, kick, move back to finish. O-uchi-gari. A step coming through, foot comes in, and a sweep to take his leg down. Now, the counter on this is a bit of a satimi waza. My partner comes in, steps through, and he's going to bring his one leg through to try and take my leg away. But if you just reverse back on this, all right, as he goes to do his movement, I drop down, use sumigashi to throw to take him over. Ashiguruma is a leg wheel. I reverse back and bringing my hand up to his shoulder, pulling him in tight to me and bringing my one foot coming out in front of him. So I just move in, throw to take him over. To do the counter on this, my partner is going to come in to do the same position. You just go through slow for me. So the reverse is back, and all I'm doing, instead of go through slow for me, I reverse back in, sweep his leg away, take him down, countered. Kataguruma is a shoulder wheel. I bring my one hand up, and this is my left hand, and I start to draw it up and off balance. My other hand just slides down into him. I go down nice and low, draw him over to throw him. Now, I'm going to show you the counter off this. Now, again, we have to block the movement. So, as he draws me forward in, I step into him. I've already hooked up onto his arm. My body weight has dropped down. I throw my one foot to the back of him, bring him over. I've now got elbow into his face, lock coming on, and I can kick to finish him. Aiki counters. First one, Shiranagi. He's doing a downward blow coming into Jodan, and all I'm doing is feeding his right hand towards my left. I go underneath, turn, throw to take him down. To counter off the movement, I'm doing the attack, he's moving in, and he's going to feed the arm forward, and as his arm goes around this way, I'm already with him. I can take him down to the floor, draw in, strike to finish him. Attacker's coming through and he's doing a punch coming into stomach area. So all I'm doing is I'm quarter stepping out the way, and I'm going to blend in with this, and I'll reverse around, and I'm doing small wrist turns, so I do Koda Gaiash. What I want to do is I just want to show you how to counter this movement. So I'll be doing the attack on this. My partner moves off to the side. As he starts to reverse, I step forward immediately, and I've come into a lock position. Lock can come onto him, and I can finish him off with a stamp kick. I'm going to show you a counter off a Rimanagi and enter body throw. Does his attack coming into me, I parry him around, hit him with the bicep underneath the chin, hand goes into the shoulder blade, and I just reverse to throw him down. I'm going to do the attack so you can see the counterpart on this. Now, as I do the downward blow, I'm already anticipating the strike coming up into my chin area, and I'm blocking it with the one arm. I reverse back as he starts to step forward into me, throw to bring him over, strike to finish him. Kaitanagi is a spiral throw. He's doing a side blow, and I'm blocking this out. I'm going underneath his arm, forearm strike coming in, putting a lock onto his wrist, knee kick through, and I'll just project, throw him away on this. You come back over here for me. Now, doing the counter on this, I'm doing the attack. He blocks, but I pull my arm away. He goes underneath the arm, and already I'm anticipating moving into him, throw to take him down, put my knee just into the inside of the leg, strike to finish. Tenchinagi is a heaven and earth throw. He's doing a straight punch, and all I'm doing is I'm moving out to the side, redirecting his arm. My right arm goes underneath his chin, and I throw to take him down. Now, I'm going to have a look at the counterpart on this. So in that part, I'm going to do the attack. I do my punch, but I have to be wary straight away of this arm coming up to my neck. If you just do that part again, because that movement is going to be a strike from a street point of view. I reverse back, draw him over, knee in, lock, and countered him. Side blow coming into the head area, I'm blending in with his movement, and I'm doing AIKI-JUTSU. So all I'm doing is I'm just reversing around, taking him down to the floor, and this is what I want to counter. So if I do the attack, now as we're going through with this, he's putting the strike coming into the face, and I've stopped this by just lifting the arm coming up. He wants to push the shoulder into my face. I move back slightly. As he goes in to do the movement, I step forward, and this is with my right leg, and I start to push him, so he just starts to come off balance. Lift his leg up, turn the leg over to the side, drop my knee down, so that way I've got a good atemi on him. I can strike to finish him. I'm going to have a look at a counter to Nikio. Just show the technique first. I'm taking a hold onto his right wrist. I step back, make a strike, elbow going into his face, turn so that way I just start to get the lock starting to go on him, and then apply the lock. Now what I want to do is I just want to show you how to counter this. He steps back, goes to do the strike, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm countering his striking method. He comes over and takes a hold onto my hand, tries to put an elbow into my face, I stop it, but then I put my hand up onto his shoulder. He tries to apply the lock on it now. The simple counter technique is putting the hand on the shoulder, going to kick him into the groin, throw to take him down to finish. Counter for Sankyo. Step back, make a strike, reach over, big circle through, shifting my body weight into my front leg, and then drawing him back to apply the Sankyo position. Now, if I come in and do the attack, I'll show you the counter on this one. I'm moving off to the side, so that way I'm avoiding the strike. As he throws to throw an elbow back into my face, I can move back away from this. Then all he's doing is he's starting to twist, but I step forward and I'm using my forearm going into his face, take him down to the floor, put my knees into him, and I've got an entangled arm lock on him. Just give a little strike to finish. Yonkyo. I'm going to show you the technique first, then I'm going to show you a counter of this. Step away, make a strike, big circle around, just twisting on his wrist, draw to take him down, my knee comes in, and I can lock and control him. Now, let's have a look at how to counter this. I take a grip, he steps back, goes to do his strike, and I stop him straight away. I move coming into him, throw him down to the floor, knee down, in, lock, strike to finish. We're starting on counter techniques, and what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to demonstrate the technique first, that we're going to counter, then I'll show you the counter part for it. We're having a downward blow coming in towards the head area. We're moving to block, into strike, and then applying the lock. Right? This is what we're going to counter to start off with. So I'll be coming in to do the attack. Now, as we're going through, we pull the arm away. We're not going to allow the elbow to strike towards the stomach. We're going to block this up. As she tries to slide the arm up towards the back of my arm, I push down so there's no way that the elbow joint will be attacked. We reach over the head, throw down to the floor, and move up to your stance.
We're having a side blow coming in towards the head area. Coming into block, striking in towards solar plexus. Draw the elbow back, strike coming in towards the neck. Rotate around and apply lock. This is the thing that we want to counter. Normally we just finish it this way. I'm coming in for the attack, and when we're going in for the attack, we're not going to take any impact on the arms. So we come in, we pull that arm away. Elbow comes in, we block it. We go to the second one, we block it. Now, we're blocking, we just go through these attacks again using our forearm. So in one, and then out to the second one. As he goes to roll the hand over the head, we scoop through, roll down, keep, move back to stance. The next technique we're going to counter, having a side blow coming in, striking around, deflect, advance through, and apply your lock. I'm starting off to do the attack. The first thing we've got to stop up is this blow coming in towards the head area. So we deflect it off, reaches through, takes a hold over the hand. We advance stepping forward with the right leg. I've got the left hand through, I've gone down into a very, very deep straddle stance. Throw my hand back, keep the legs apart, everything into the groin, push it away, and then come up to your stance. For our next technique, we've got a downward blow coming in towards shoulder. We're blocking this up, turn, and coming into our lock. Now obviously this is the part that we want to stop. Going forward, wait for him to turn. Extend your arm out to block off the movement. Step underneath, apply Sankyo, tap the finish. We're having a side blow coming towards Jodo. We're looking down underneath and striking into the solar plexus. Arm up and we're applying the strangulation. Normally we can finish with the knee kick, palm heel coming to the back of the head. Now obviously we've got to counter the strangulation part, but we're already hit with the strike coming into your solar plexus as well. But as we're going through, we use the hand to deflect this. So again we can stop it up. As he starts to reach up into the neck, we're moving with him. Reverse around like chiropractic. Roll, take down, lock, strike, and then move back to stance. Our next counter is off a technique of a front strangulation. Step back into posture, making the front angle kick coming in towards the leg. Stepping through, feeding the one arm underneath and applying the straight arm lock. I start off doing the attack. As soon as they're coming in, move your leg back so you're not going to get hit. Right? This again is so you can protect your knee. As they start reaching through, turn your hand so your hand goes underneath the elbow joint and apply a straight arm lock. Reverse, roll down, and come into your stance. We're having a lapel hold for our next counter technique. I'm stepping into him, hitting into the groin. Hand at the top of the leg, down, punch, finish. When we start doing this, we move back and block. So as soon as he advances towards me, I move back and block it with my left arm. All I have to do off from this is he tries to advance forward, reverse, throw it down, strike, and move back to stance. We're going to have a look at a defense of a sliding collar neck lock. Now on this one we take the thumb to the inside, take a hold onto the collar, get your arm in hand in as deep as you can, and strangle it. As soon as this is starting to come on, you reverse back, take him down so you can help him control him. Strike and finish. For our next counter, we're having a downward blow coming on the head and deflecting, drawing it around and applying a AIKI-JUTSU. Right? Our naked neck lock. To counter off arm, remember, if you think, wait for this arm to come back up. Tuck your hips in, strike, come back into your stance. For our next counter technique, we have hands held towards the front. I'm stepping back with my left leg, turning the hand so we lift the left hand up and taking a hold onto the wrist. Reverse the foot back, extend over, and come into the lock. Now we need to counter this movement. Come in to take a hold. He starts to turn. As he goes around, we can advance. So that one get into lock and control it. Strike, and move back to the fighting stance. We're having a side block coming in towards Jodan. We'll meet this with a powerful block. Bring the hand up underneath the chin, or the forearm underneath the chin. Go through, squeeze, and throw down. So countering also the guard and attack. When I'm coming in, I pull my arm back. I block this off. Wait for the first to come reverse, throw, finish. Having a lapel attack and countering the major give throw. Taking a hold, so the left hand is coming up to take a hold. We advance and make a punch going into the breast hold. This way keeps the person up. We reverse in, lift, hold, finish. Immediately the attack, he advances forward and I block using my forearm. As he tries to go around the back of me, I drop my body weight down, strike my left leg out to throw in, strike towards the jaw, and then get back up into the stance. Our next attack, lapel hold and downward blow. We're blocking up this powerful block, moving a punch into the solar plexus, arm out and applying the lock, reverse around, in, can't see now. Strike, finish. And to counter off the movements, we have downward blow coming in, we pull the arm away, we block up. When it's going through, we push the hips to the side, strike through and take down for strangulation. Put the block up, strike, get yourself up into fighting stance. Right, we're having a side blow coming in towards Jodan, and what we're going to do is we're going to throw in high much, take down. Now what we're going to do is we've got to counter this in one go. So as he's coming in, move, throw, take him down, finish. Lapel held. I'm going to throw Kubernetes. I'm hitting him and pulling him down as the head starts to round. This is normally a strike. We took the hips in, take them over, strike to finish. Now to counter off the move. You block it through first. As he's drawing me around, drop down, you put, roll, up, strike, finish. Then just come up into your stance.